Hello and welcome to Disney Travel Tales, a podcast that allows you to immerse yourself in someone's recent Disney trip. I'm Jenny, and I'm so happy to be here with you talking about my favorite thing, Disney trips. Join us every Friday as we explore the parks or cruise ships with a new guest and learn inside tips and tricks to hopefully help make your vacation go a little smoother. Make sure to subscribe to the show wherever you are listening so you never miss a new episode, and I would love it if you left a positive review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. This is the easiest way to support the podcast. Another way to support the podcast is to use me as your travel agent at no cost to you. Email me at jenny@trolleylanetravel.com. Let me do all the hard planning while you sit back and count down the days to your vacation. Okay, so let's get going with today's show. Hi, Ariel. Thank you for coming on the show today. I cannot wait to hear about your trip to Disney World.
Yay. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's just get right into it. What were your travel days and who did you travel with?
Travel days were January 7th through the 20th, and I traveled with my husband, my little sister, and my mom and dad.
That is awesome, and I meant to do this before, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with Disney vacations?
Okay, so I started going to Disneyland as I think I was a year and a half, maybe the first time I went, and it was kind of a dramatic thing. My sister just had this whole huge medical thing. She was 6 months old, and it was like a life or death thing. She survived this crazy surgery, and my parents were like, "We need to do something fun. We're going to Disneyland." So that's just what we did for vacations growing up. We would go every 2 years, and now it's exponential. We go as often as we possibly can.
That is such a cool story. I love hearing how like Disney is like people's happy place.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, like something happens and they're like, let's go to Disney and it'll make it better.
Exactly. It's like, forget the world, forget the garbage, and we'll just go and escape for a little bit.
And that's so fun. How great. Okay, so let's just kind of start at the very beginning. Where did y'all stay and what were your park tickets? Like what type of ticket did you have?
Okay, so we did a split stay. We stayed for the first 6 nights, I think, at Old Key West, and then the subsequent 6 nights at Grand Floridian. And my mom and I have annual passes this year, so those were our ticket situations. Everybody else had 8-day park hopper.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm so curious to hear about Old Key West and your opinions, because I've looked at that resort many times because they have such affordable villas to stay at.
They do, yes. And so your points or DVC points stretch so much farther there. It's a nice resort. We stayed in a 2-bedroom villa. It was fabulous. We were in building number 27. Actually, I know the exact room number.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it was 2714, so it was on the ground level, which was good, because my sister has some mobility issues. They do not have stairs. They do have stairs, they don't have elevators.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, so if you have, kiddos that can't go upstairs, or a big stroller, or, a ECV or something, definitely request a ground level. That was perfect. And we were like maybe a 3-minute walk to the hospitality house, which is where all the stuff is. That's where like the bar and the restaurant and the shop and stuff is. So it was really easy. And there was a bus stop right outside of our building.
Oh my gosh. Y'all are so lucky. Because it's a really big resort, isn't it?
It's huge. And we went through ahead and requested a room close to the hospitality house, because you could end up anywhere. So building 27 was really good. Also, if you're using Lyft or trying to order a minivan or something, You can select your location. So it actually had the option of choosing Building 27 at Old Key West.
Oh, nice.
So they came right up to like our front door, pretty much, which was good. Because sometimes you have to go to like a designated spot, and that might be far. So there, and then the rest of the options were like cluster buildings. It was like buildings 17 through 18 or something like that. So it was still smaller, but 27 in particular had just park up, like drive up and go,
That sounds perfect, because I had a guest on that stayed at Coronado Springs, and they had to go all the way to the main tower. That was the only place Lyft would pick them up. And it was really, like, she was like, sometimes it wasn't even worth it because it was such a long walk. So what made you pick Old Key West Resort?
So we're brand new DVC members, and we have the entry level amount of points, which is 150. So we had some points to spend. Our home resort is Grand Floridian, but for the length of stay we wanted, we could not stay at Grand Floridian the entire time. So our choices were narrowed down to Animal Kingdom Lodge, which we stayed at before and loved, and Old Key West. And Old Key West was available. That's how we ended up there.
Yeah, it's such a cute resort. It's very Florida, which I love.
It's super Florida.
And
super
especially
Florida.
since y'all are from a completely different climate, it has to be fun to kind of immerse yourself in the Florida feel.
It is. And it's kind of very like Florida Keys specifically. And I've been to the Keys before, and it does kind of like nail that aesthetic, but it has some of the more Disney charm that you'd expect. It's got like the gingerbread kind of architectural details, and it's got a pretty boardwalk. It's lit up at night. There's a pretty lagoon. Like, it's really quite lovely.
That's great. Okay, so let's just start at the very beginning of your trip. How did you get to Florida?
We flew. We're from the West Coast, so we use Alaska Airlines a lot. And the timing of that was actually kind of hilarious, because it was 2 days before that door of that one plane
Yes, I was going to
flew
say.
off. Yeah, and it was over Portland, which is where we're from.
Oh my gosh.
So we were kind of right in this sweet spot of, it was 2 days later that we flew out, so there was enough time to reschedule all these people that needed their flights changed because they yanked the planes and kind of get a new kind of plane in. So we were completely unaffected, which is great.
That's great.
And then like 1 day later, there was a giant ice storm at home and no one could leave. So
oh my gosh.
It worked out perfect.
Yes, because you cannot mess with a Disney trip. Like, you're going to have some mad people.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's so crazy. So how was the flight? Do y'all have a layover? Is it a direct flight? How does it work?
So fortunately, Alaska does have a nonstop from Portland to Orlando. And we've flown that a bunch of times, and it works out really well. I think we left at 10:30 a.m., which is good. It was honestly a really comfortable flight. It isn't always, because you're on a plane for like 5 hours, 6 hours. But this one was fine. It was good, and it went by fast. I was reading like so many mystery thrillers. It was great.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
So what y'all do when y'all got to Orlando? Did y'all rent a car, or what kind of transportation did you take to your resort?
So as a surprise to the family, I booked a limo.
Fun.
From Happy Limo. That's a great service. I've used them before. And we ended up not in like a traditional limo, but like a party bus.
Oh my gosh.
With like all the strobe lights and stuff. And so we like were able to hook up our phone and played all kinds of awesome music on the way there. We were singing super loud. And you're allowed to drink in those. And I never remember to like stop at duty free and get like a bottle of Prosecco or something.
Yeah.
So mental note for next time.
Right?
Yeah. And the driver was great, very communicative. It is kind of hard to navigate where you go in the airport to get to ground transportation. So you bypass all the mirrors, all that stuff. The private transportation is harder to find than even like Lyft. But once you know where it is, you can find it again.
Hey parents, do your kids listen to podcasts? Do they like solving mysteries and flexing their imaginations? Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is a new children's mystery podcast. your kid can join Billy Bonanza and Susie Sockington on exciting and wacky adventures as they attempt to solve mysteries around their school. Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is available now on all podcast platforms.
Okay, so was the limo like in a back tunnel, like a back alleyway? Is that where it picked you up, or did it pick you up in the front?
No, it was in the front, and the driver texted me. It's like, go to B12 or something like that.
Okay.
I think it's on the first level, and it's confusing what level you're on to start with because there's 3 levels and not just 2. So once you get outside, it's easy to figure it out, but it's hard to figure out what level you're on.
Gotcha.
That's the main issue. So yeah, they're pulled up like right into a parking space.
Perfect. Yeah, I was just asking because one time I did a town car and it they picked us up in this like secret alleyway. It was very interesting. And when we went out there were all these limos and it was just me and my daughter on a girls trip. And she's like, we're in a limo. And I was like, no, we're in that car. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh man. But so that's why I was asking. I was wondering if that's where they took you.
Yeah, that's funny.
That is fun though. So your first resort was Old Key West? Mm-hmm. So yeah, what'd y'all do once y'all got there?
So we got there, it was about like 8 o'clock at night. So we just kind of got in, settled in. We ordered Olivia's to go, which is a fabulous place. It's great that you can you can mobile order from your phone.
That's awesome.
So you didn't have to go anywhere, didn't have to go into the restaurant or anything. And that was really great. It's like the buttermilk fried chicken is like definitely the best thing to get there.
Sounds good.
And they do have gluten-free options too. My sister has celiac disease, so we were able to order her something that would be safe for her to eat and get it. And it was great. It was super easy.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to eat there.
Yeah, we did it more than once actually.
Yeah,
it was great.
That's great. And then what y'all do after that?
I remember we picked up a couple bottles of wine from the little store. Mm-hmm. And we just ate our food, unpacked, drank some wine, and got right to bed so that we could get up and hit the ground running the next day.
Yeah, it's so nice on longer trips where you kind of get to move in, quote unquote. And even though y'all did a split stay, you still did like a full stay at each place.
We did. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's nice. That kind of feel, that you're actually going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
It's like a homey feel.
So cool having like a living space because we like to hang out together. And my sister is a major introvert. So she likes to excuse herself and be alone, have her time where she decompresses. So she was able to have that because the rest of us are happy to hang out on the couch and, do whatever. So overall, it was like probably the most mentally healthy trip because we were able to have that separation. Not everyone wants that, but it worked out for us really well.
Oh, I think that's so nice. And even just within my own family of 5, we're all different. And I have a kid who wants to be alone. And then I have a kid who will never leave us alone. So it's nice to kind of have space for everyone. I think that's great.
Exactly.
All right. So your first day, what'd y'all do?
We went to Hollywood Studios. And that's kind of traditionally been just where we end up starting. We've done it for like the last several trips. Well, every trip we've been to Disney World, we just end up starting there. So we're like, well, we got to keep it going. We just have to start there, period. And it was a great day. And the older we've all gotten, the more relaxed we are. Because we've definitely been that family that like rope drop to park close and beyond. And my parents are in their 60s, or no, my dad's at 60, my mom's in her middle 50s. I'm over 30 now. And my sister's in a wheelchair. So it's just, we've given ourselves permission to kind of like go slower, soak up the ambiance more, focus more on dining and stuff. And it's been really, really wonderful kind of being able to make that transition. But we did all the big ones. We did, Rise of the Resistance. We did Tower of Terror. Rock and Roller Coaster was down for refurbishment. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. And later in the day, we hopped to Epcot.
So when y'all were at Hollywood or anytime on y'all's trip, did y'all use Genie Plus?
We don't use Genie Plus. And the reason for that is because my sister qualifies for DAS.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So DAS is an incredible system. I would say, having used the disability services our entire lives with my sister, that it's the best version that we've seen.
That's really good to know.
You get to book 2 rides ahead of time per day. So you get on the phone with a cast member and they kind of help you figure that out. And it doesn't work for every single ride.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them it does. And it also changes what's available and what's not. So sometimes in the past we've been able to book an advanced ride for Rise to Resistance. This time it wasn't on there. So I think it keeps it more fair by changing what qualifies and what doesn't in terms of rides. So we're able to just write from our app, select our next ride, and go on our merry way, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah, that is nice, especially if you aren't so ride focused. Then you don't even need Genie Plus because you'll get the main rides you want to do, and then just kind of watch the wait times for the other ones.
And we're also not afraid to do a purchase lightning lane situation too. So that's how we got to go on Guardians of the Galaxy multiple times, because there's no way around that. You
Absolutely.
have to do the queue, and that's the way it is.
Yep.
So, but it works out. It works out really well.
So what were the crowds like? Because we were actually at Disney at the same time.
I know we were.
That's
right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people there. I actually was looking for you, but I never
I was
saw
looking
you.
for you too. Oh, that's so funny.
That's so funny. I think we were at different parks a lot of the days as well. But the day we went to Hollywood Studios, it was crazy packed. So what was your day? Did it feel busy?
It was if you use what's that called? Lines, the Lines app, the touring plans service. I think our day was a 7 out of 10. So it was more crowded than we would have liked, but I honestly don't think we noticed at all. It felt spacious. We didn't feel hemmed in ever. And the wait times, again, we didn't really notice because we were able to use the DAS.
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
Yeah, it didn't really, I think the crowd may have been a little higher than what our favorite thing is, but it was not by much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think too, with Rock and Roller Coaster being closed, it just makes the lines for all the other rides so much longer.
I agree. Tower of Terror had way longer waits, I feel than it normally would.
Yes.
Because also Rock and Roller Coaster is right there. So if someone doesn't know that it's down, then it's okay, I'm going to go over here then.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. So how did y'all get to Epcot once y'all hopped?
What did we do? We took the boat. Yeah, we took the friendship boat because the Skyliner. Oh no, I'm wrong. Sorry, we took the Skyliner because it was still running. It stopped for refurbishment a few days into our trip. So we used the Skyliner that day. That was great. I always have a little bit of a fear that we're going to get stuck.
Yeah.
But we didn't. It was totally smooth sailing. That was good.
So with your sister being in a wheelchair, can y'all just wheel it right on, or does she need to get out of it?
We can wheel it right on. There's the swinging. There's ones that swing and there's ones that don't. Kind of like the Ferris wheel thing in California Adventure. So the stationary ones are a little wider, so they're meant to fit your transportation things in there. But we can squish into the swingy one. And it just depends on if there's a line to get on. So if there's a line, we're okay, we're just gonna suck it in and make the littler one work. But sometimes having the bigger one is more convenient.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that there were stationary ones.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, I did not even realize that. So what'd y'all do once y'all got to Epcot?
Our main thing we wanted to do was eat fish and chips from the Yorkshire County Fish Shop.
So good.
Yeah. So that's good. Epcot is it's undeniably the best for food and drink. And it's, again, because my sister has celiac disease, there's a lot of stuff around that we can find her, even if we don't end up eating at the same place or the same thing. So Regal Eagle Smokehouse was close by. We were able to mobile order her something that she could have. That was great. And we kind of just explored the pavilions, and it was right before the Festival of the Arts started. So I wanted to walk around and see what kind of art was already available. And then I could compare once the festival started. Went on test track, you know, did all the good stuff.
That's so fun. Yeah, when we were there, I was also trying to like see what was going to be already set out ahead of time. And I was surprised, though. They really wait till closer to that like day before.
Yeah, they did. I was wondering, I was hoping that there'd be like a soft opening.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe a few days before, and it didn't happen.
No, they are very strict on that. Those cast members must work like all night long to decorate because that we actually weren't there for the opening, but the day before there was some stuff out. But I was just like, oh my gosh, they really wait.
Yeah.
So did y'all, what'd y'all do like towards the end of the day at Epcot?
End of the day. Oh, it was quite cold that evening. Okay. It was pretty cold that evening. We brought like fleeces and stuff from home, and we were ripping those out. And we went and had like a glass of wine in Italy. And I'm an insomniac. And so like disruptions in sleep patterns are a huge issue. And I hadn't slept in like 3 days. So
oh my God.
We decided to call it early and go back and enjoy our resort. And we had to kind of talk ourselves into it because the idea of leaving at like 8 o'clock is so like, we can't do that. We're here, you know? That's like not allowed.
And especially at the beginning of your trip. Like towards the end of your trip, you're like, yeah, I'm leaving. But that beginning, it's so hard. Yeah.
So we had to like rationalize. We sat in the Italy pavilion for like a good 45 minutes talking to ourselves like, okay, it feels illegal, but it's probably fine. It's probably good for us to be here for so long. And, you know, it's about endurance, not sprinting, you know, so that was what we did. But we went back. I think we ordered Olivia's again and just relaxed, drank more wine, hung out on the couch, read books. We streamed The Office onto the TV because they have that streaming thing. So that worked out good. It was just like a really nice, quiet evening.
So how did you get back? Did y'all do the bus or did y'all order a Lyft or minivan?
We did the bus.
Okay. What did you think, like, overall with the bus system with Old Key West?
So I think that if you're close to Hospitality House, it's easy and good because we had a bus stop right in front of our building. And we didn't really run into a situation where the bus arrived and it was already full because our stop was one of the first ones. That's nice. That's also why we requested a room close to the Hospitality House. It did take a little bit longer of a journey than it would have if you just go directly there because you have to go through their internal bus loop. Right. So it added maybe 10 minutes to the journey, but it wasn't bad.
That's good. I'm like, I have the worst bus luck always. Oh, no. So I'm always curious at resorts. What was the bus like?
Yeah, totally.
It's so important. I feel like, you know, unless you're familiar with Disney, the whole bus system, it can be an issue.
It can, especially it takes a while to learn it.
Yeah.
Another thing we noticed about Old Key West is that the buses came frequently. Like really frequently, especially for pickup at parks or Disney Springs. We were never waiting very long, and
that's nice.
That was nice because we've stayed at Pop a couple times, and you know that end of the night, the crush of people, and you have to wait like 3 or 4 buses to go before it's your turn because there's so many people trying to go to the same place. So that was not the case here.
That's good to know too. Yeah, because that's the problem I run into is I always get stuck where the bus like never comes, and then the line stacks up, and then they finally come, and they barely can fit anyone on it, and so that's like always my luck. But I'm glad y'all didn't have that.
Yeah.
All right. So what y'all do the next day?
The next day was Epcot. And so we did more Epcot things, did, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy. We did the test track. My husband and my dad love the test track because they love designing the cars and like rousing each other to see the results.
Yeah.
that's really fun for them. And we did a lot of like shopping and eating and went on Remy and cute stuff. That night we had a reservation to go to the Villain's Lair.
Fun.
Yeah, so that was really cool. That's at Top of the World. Oh, we used to be Top of the World Lounge at Bay Lake Tower. So that was really cool. And we did something called the Wicked Wind Down, which is kind of like a package for fireworks viewing. And it was lovely.
Yeah, so you have to make a reservation for this?
For the Wicked Wind Down, yes.
Okay.
For the rest of the time, then it's walk-in. It's, first come, first served, like a regular lounge.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it was like really, I think it was like $50 or maybe $45 or something like that. And you got a cocktail, an appetizer, and a dessert. And you got to go out on the balcony and watch the fireworks. And they type in the music and stuff.
How fun.
It was lovely. It was super lovely.
Was it crowded? Were there a lot of people there?
They weren't. It was not crowded. It was also the day that tornado happened.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We were there that day.
Right. So we ended up bailing out of Epcot after we'd done everything, and we could see the clouds were just like ripping across the sky, and we're like, okay, it might be time to like head back, and we'll kind of get fixed up, and hopefully we can get to our thing.
Right.
So that's what we did, and like just the storm just raged for a couple hours. It was really awesome. I love storms. I think they're so fun.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm not out in one. So
right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then like some stuff started to close down in Epcot. That was another signal to get out of Dodge. So we did that, and amazingly it all cleared up. Like it was still raining and a little bit windy, but the actual danger had passed by the time we would need to head out. And we took a minivan to get there. So that was good.
I love the minivans. I think
Me
they're
too.
such a great option. They are more expensive, but I just sometimes think it's worth the splurge.
I agree.
Yep.
Not every time.
No, not every time, but sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. Absolutely.
'Cause
So you
it's
need the
so
minivan
quick.
there and back.
That's great.
Especially for resort to resort travel too. I've noticed that's where it's, I think, best applied, because it can be hard to get to another resort any other way.
And Bay Lake Tower and Contemporary, they're very strict about which like Lyft drivers and stuff they let in. You pretty much have to show them that you have a reservation, or they won't let you in to go to that resort, which is so crazy.
Yep.
But that's awesome.
If you go minivan, they pretty much let you go anywhere.
Yep. That is so cool. That I would love to experience that, but that's only DVC, right?
That's correct. Yeah. And you have to be staying there on your own points.
Oh.
So you can't do, like, even if you're a member and maybe you ran out of points and you're going to stay just for cash or whatever, you can't go.
Oh my god.
Because you have to be staying there on your points.
Yeah, so it really limits who gets to do it.
Yeah.
That's fun, though. That's a great, like, exclusive little experience.
It's very fancy.
Yes. It's always fun to feel fancy at Disney.
It is.
So y'all watched the fireworks, and what'd y'all do after that?
After that, we went back to our resort. It was like past 9 o'clock, I think. And went back and kind of got ready for bed and ready to start the next day.
So what'd y'all do the next day?
Next day was Magic Kingdom. And I love a Magic Kingdom morning.
When was the last time you visited a Disney park? For many adults, it's been a really long time. I would love to help you fix that situation. As a travel agent specializing in Disney, my job is to make sure your vacation can go as seamless as possible. All of my services are complimentary to my clients. Yes, you heard that right. I'm free to you. These services include helping you from the start finding the perfect resort to fit your needs, handling all the bookings and reservations, helping to teach you about the parks, because if it's been a while, man, have they changed. I have insider tips and tricks I share with all of my clients, and I will be your single point of contact throughout your entire trip, even while you are there. Don't wait another year to visit a Disney park or go on a Disney cruise. Let this be the year you finally go. Email me at jenny@trolleylanetravel.com to get the conversation started, or see the link in the show notes to fill out my quote form. All listeners that book a trip with me will receive a $20 gift card to use on their trip. Just make sure you say you heard this on the podcast. Okay, now back to the show.
There's nothing like it. I had this great dress that I wanted to wear. So me and my mom got up really early and we took a minivan to get there. Like maybe an hour before early entry would start.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when the park's ready, they'll let guests onto Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
I looked ridiculous. I had this fluffy dress on and I had my hair like pinned up in like curlers still because I didn't want the curls to fall out in the Florida humidity like before it was time. But it was super fun. It was just the two of us, and we did get to go in early, and we got to go in and take pictures and stuff. It was like kind of like the morning of my dreams. It was lovely.
That's so sweet. And it is so pretty. Like the lighting when it's like a nice day. And it's usually nice after a storm has been there that night.
It is. The morning light's really soft too. Yeah. So it's like perfect for photography, and it was super fun.
That's great.
It was just the most fun. Oh, we had kind of a funny moment too. So I was wearing a pair of like pink ballet flats to kind of walk around in, and I brought a pair of sparkly heels to change into so that I wasn't walking around in heels the entire time, but I wanted to use them for photos. And we had this tote bag that had my shoes in it, and we were taking pictures in front of the back of the castle. And this cast member came up holding my pink ballet flat, and he was like, "Cinderella, I think you lost this."
That's so cute.
It had fallen out of the tote bag at some point, and it was like, who are the extras looking people here? It's probably theirs.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was really sweet.
Oh, I just love that. I like how the cast members are always in not character, but they're they're in their mode.
They're in their mode. Mm-hmm.
How fun! So, what time did the others join y'all?
They think they joined us at like 9.
Okay, so yeah, they were just right behind y'all, not too far.
Yeah, they were right behind us. It was maybe 9:15. It was like right when the park would open traditionally.
Mm-hmm. So what did y'all do at Magic Kingdom?
We went on Thunder Mountain as many times as we could because we knew it was going to be closing for refurbishment partway through our trip. Mm-hmm. So we went on that a bunch of times. We did Snow White, the little Seven Dwarfs, like the train ride. Yeah, yes. So that was cute. I really like to do the little kiddie rides, but the rest of my family is like, meh. So we didn't do those. But we did do like Space Mountain and Tron. That was thrilling.
Tron's
I got to go on it back in September, but my dad and my husband hadn't. So they just loved it.
Yeah. Did y'all do the virtual queue or the paid lightning lane?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really rips, and that part when you go outside is really cool, and then you really do feel like you're floating in nothing when you go on the interior part.
It's fun. It's a great ride.
It's very cool.
It's a great addition to Magic Kingdom, I think.
It is, and Tomorrowland, I think, does need something. Yes. And that was like the perfect fit.
I totally agree. It looks cool over there. It fits in just perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what else did y'all do?
We had dining reservations for lunch at Skipper Canteen.
Oh, yeah. How'd y'all like that?
We love it. We've been there before. We love the jokes, and the menu is good and expansive. There's enough options for my sister to choose from. That was good. A couple times we tried to see if we could get into Tony's, like kind of last minute, because I want to try those mozzarella sticks that are so popular, but it was always busy. So they've like definitely rebranded their menu and stuff, and it's worked because we didn't ever get to try it. So.
Yeah, because you used to be able to get into that, no problem.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I didn't even realize that it was so busy.
Yeah, they added some, totally redid their menu. And it's a great location, especially if you're like a parade person. You can watch it go by while sitting down. Mm-hmm. So it's cool. I mean, yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time we'll try it.
Yeah, and January would be a good time to go there because you could actually sit outside and eat because the weather is nice.
Yeah, it was.
You won't melt.
Yeah. I was shocked. There was like no humidity that day. And my hair stayed like curly the entire day. Which normally in Florida it's gone in like 5 minutes.
Yep, absolutely. That's great. So what else did y'all do after? Let's go back to Skipper Canteen. Do you remember what everyone got to eat?
So me and my husband split something. I remember. I think we got some like fried chicken. Oh, we got it tastes like chicken because it is.
Yes.
So it's like a fried chicken with rice and like some soy sauce and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a soy sauce based sauce. It was tasty.
Yeah, the names on the menus are funny too.
They're really funny.
Yeah, it's a fun place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. So what other rides and stuff did y'all do?
More Thunder Mountain. That's my favorite. It's like my all-time favorite. So we did that a lot. We explored the Emporium up and down both sides of the street, all of the shops, because there's so much in there. And it's a fun little explore.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a lot of time doing that, especially when we kind of got a little tired later on in the day, or when the park was feeling a little bit more full. That was good. We did the dessert party that evening.
Oh, fun. Which one did y'all do?
We did the after party.
Okay, yeah.
And we've done that one before. So you can check in like an hour before the fireworks start. And if fireworks are super important to you, I recommend doing the after party. Because while everyone at the pre-party is inside and enjoying their desserts, you get to go in and be in the prime, like, viewing, because they're going to come in later, and all of it's a good view, but I really like to be as close as I possibly can. So
yes,
that's what we did. We sent my husband and my dad to go get us, like, chicken tenders from Pinocchio Village House.
Uh-huh.
And we stayed there, watched the fireworks. It was awesome. And then we went in and did the dessert party afterwards. And that was also really nice because you don't have to fight the crush of people that are trying to leave. And you just kind of have like a protected place to be, and the desserts are good. There was a cast member who came out with a whole tray of stuff for my sister that was gluten-free, that was safe for her, and it was enough. We actually were able to ask for a box and bring it home with us, so she had desserts like for the rest of the trip, which was really good.
That's fun. I've never done the after party. I've always done the before, but that actually makes more sense to do the after party.
Yeah. We've just found out that because if I'm going to bother, I want, like, the view.
Absolutely.
The best view I could get. So after doing a lot of research, we determined that was the better choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the fireworks dessert parties. I think they're so fun. You get that great seating. It's just great all around.
And you can actually sit.
Yes.
Because you don't actually have to stand.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to just sit on, like, the hub grass and get all the feels.
Yes, absolutely. So what'd y'all do after that?
After that it was Wednesday, so we had extra magic hours. So my husband and I ran around and did some rides. My mom and dad and sister went back to the resort. And it was just it was nice. We like to have like a little bit of like date time while we're with my whole family.
Yeah.
And they want to turn a little earlier, which is perfectly fine. But it's like really romantic to walk around with your spouse and enjoy the lights and everything.
Yes, Magic Kingdom's so beautiful at night. I love it. And this was because we were actually there as well. This was a great extended evening hours because it wasn't busy. Sometimes they're busy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not busy.
So nice.
And we just kind of like meandered around, and we did the virtual queue at 6:00 to get back on Tron, so we did that. And he was very excited. So it was good. It was a good evening.
That's so fun. So I guess moving into y'all's fourth park day, or your fourth park day? Yeah.
So this is actually our first rest day.
Oh, nice. Yes, because you definitely needed rest.
Yeah, we decided to take a resort day, and it was great. Like, we slept in. My dad and Jordan, they like to golf, so they made a tee time at the Buena Vista Golf Course.
Okay.
Which is right next to the resort.
Oh, nice. So did they just walk over there, or?
It's not quite, like, where you tee off is not quite close enough to walk. But they do have, like, a complimentary taxi, which we found out about randomly. They golfed before, and we didn't know about it. Mm-hmm. So we were able to take the complimentary taxi, and we found out that our room is right at hole number 5.
Oh, my gosh, that's funny.
They came, my husband texted me and was like, come on, wave to me.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
Okay, so I have questions because I've never had anyone come on that's golfed before. Yeah. So how did they make the reservations?
You call.
Okay. Was it like 60 days before, or does it not necessarily matter?
I believe it was 60 days before. Yeah.
And it was pretty easy just to get a tee time?
Mm-hmm. Yep, nice. It was easy, especially like if you are ahead of the game, if you're making it right at that 60-day mark, then it's, you know, you can pretty much pick whatever time you want. I don't remember which course it was they went to last time, but it wasn't this one.
Okay.
And there's 4. So and they were able to, like, get their clubs rented and everything. And I know that there's, like, a practice area where you can do, like, a driving range where you can practice your swings and stuff before you start. So they wanted to get there earlier so that they can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they, like avid golfers by chance?
My dad's an avid golfer. He's been doing it for years. My husband is, I would say he's, like, intermediate.
Okay.
They like to go to, like, Bandon once a year, which is a course here in Oregon that's right on the coast. It's really, really beautiful. Mm-hmm. They talk about going to, like, Scotland to the original land of golfing. Right. But my dad's been doing it for a long, long time.
Yeah. So what does he, you might not even know this, but does he, like, what did he think about the clubs he rented? Were they good clubs? Because my husband's a golfer, and like, when we travel, sometimes he'll golf and rent clubs, and he's like, those were the worst clubs. So I'm just curious.
I don't think they had an issue with the clubs.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. I wouldn't have heard about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I don't think they had an issue with the clubs.
Okay, well, that's so cool. Yeah, I've always wondered about golf at Disney. It's good, what it's like, how it goes.
And I think you can, like, have a beer while you drive around in your golf cart. I think it's pretty luxurious.
Yeah, that's really fun. Definitely vacation golf.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's so fun. So what'd y'all do while they were off golfing?
We hung around. I took a long time primping. And we met them over at Disney Springs.
Fun.
So we met up in the afternoon at Wine Bar George.
Oh, nice. I want to hear what you think about this as well. Did y'all like it? We
love it. We've been there multiple times. My favorite place to sit is on their balcony, or the second floor. The first floor is, like, not that exciting, but the second floor and the balcony are really, really great. So I would honestly, like, even wait longer to be out there. Mm-hmm. And they have such an extensive wine list, and there's something for everybody. So that was really, really cool. There's this really great Lambrusco, which here in the States, Lambrusco is, like, sweet dessert wine that, like, teenagers like to drink. Mm-hmm. But in Italy, it's like a Prosecco type thing, and it's not sweet at all. So they have, like, a proper Lambrusco from, like, Tuscany.
Oh, nice.
And so we've ordered that before, so we're able to get that again, which was really nice.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all eat anything while y'all were there?
We didn't. We had lunch at Chicken Guy earlier.
Oh, so how was that? Did y'all like Chicken Guy?
Chicken Guy is great. It's always hot and fresh and crispy and good. Their sauce menu has dwindled quite a bit, so there isn't quite as many interesting sauces, but what they have is still good.
Nice. Yeah, I swear, like, every time we go, we're like, we're going to eat a Chicken Guy, and we never eat a Chicken Guy.
Yeah, we actually got there twice this time because last time we didn't get there at all. Yeah.
Well, that's fun. So what'd y'all do after that?
After that, what did we do after that? Oh, so we kind of conspired to get each other presents. So right before we met at Wine Bar George, my mom split off to go look at something, and my dad was like, "What does your mom want?" So I told him about this Dooney Burke bag that she really liked, so he went in and bought that all covertly.
That's funny.
And then there was like a double fake out happening because my husband was trying to get me something. So they had to like send me on an errand, and they were hiding it from us all day. So I thought I was on this like big secret helping my mom get this bag, and she thought she was on this big secret of helping Jordan get me something.
That is funny.
That was pretty funny. So we did it all day long. Oh, we got Gideon's too. We got Gideon's that day, and that was great. And then later that evening, we had a reservation at Morimoto Asia. And that was awesome. Super, super good. Great wait staff. Great menu. Really, like, the service is quick but not rushed.
Nice.
It's like you get your food quickly, and the server checking on you just the right amount of times, but not pushy,
That's the best, like, restaurant experience.
Yeah, it was great. And so that's when my dad gave my mom her thing, and then I was all distracted, like, "Yeah, you got your thing!" And then I didn't look down, and there was a thing for me, too. So,
aw, that's so fun.
It was really sweet.
I love that.
We got the filet mignon, where they come out and they, like, pour the sauce over table side. Super good. Super, super good. My mom got this, like, spicy ramen. That was super good.
Yum.
My sister got the hot pot with the fish, which is like the thing that I think gave Chef Morimoto like his first Iron Chef award.
Oh, cool.
And that was delicious too. My sister is not a huge fan of fish, and she's also not a huge fan of like vegetables, but she ate all of it.
Nice.
Absolutely,
it must have been good.
And then my dad also got the filet, so we had also like Japanese beer. It was great. It was wonderful.
That sounds fantastic. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's also like very modern, It's very like sleek and kind of sexy and modern. There's really cool like pointy chandeliers, and yeah, it's really cool.
That's fun. Sounds like a great experience.
It is, and there's also like a giant second floor. There's actually a waiting area too. When you check in, and sometimes it's like, okay, a text will come when your table is ready. You just kind of have to like mill around.
Yes.
But there's like, there's a seating area behind us. And it's like, okay, great, thank you.
So nice. Like, every restaurant should have that.
I think so, yeah.
Instead of, like, lovely. Giving you one of those things and you just go stand outside. Very cool.
And then after that, we went to the Edison for a drink.
Nice.
And that was awesome. It was awesome. We were too full to order anything, but we talked about getting like the clothesline bacon and the different stuff, and we were too full and ended up not doing it. But that was a good time. We had a great server, and he asked us kind of like what we liked, and we kind of explained it, and then Jordan and I were all of us were stuck between two drinks. Like, oh, we like this one and we like this one. Maybe, what do you think? And he's like, I'll just choose for you. And it was perfect. He totally chose like a great drink, and then later he came back and explained why he picked those ones.
Oh, that's cool.
For us, and it was really, he was spot on. It was so much fun. And I also learned about, they have this cool program with their like really high roller drinks, and they're more expensive, like $30, for one drink. But if you order one of those, then you get like a gold coin. And if you get four gold coins, you get a free one.
Oh, that's cool.
I know.
It's like a reward system.
Exactly. It's like a really kind of cool, weird, steampunky reward system. It was super fun.
That's neat. Yeah, and that restaurant looks so cool. Yeah.
And there's live music.
Oh,
which
nice.
was awesome. And we were seated in a place where we were able to hear it really well, but it wasn't overpowering. We could still talk to each other. So
that's so nice.
That
I
really cool
hate when the music's so loud. You just kind of have to sit there and listen to it, and you can't talk.
Exactly.
How fun. So what was next?
Next was, I think it was like late at that point, so we went back to the resort and back to sleep.
How did y'all get to your resort from Disney Springs?
So to get there that day, while our other people were golfing, we took the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And it there's a little bit of misleadingness a little bit, because there is a bus that takes you to Disney Springs. But there's kind of like, here's the boat. The boat's the thing that you take to Disney Springs. But you can do both.
Okay.
The boat is super relaxing and fun, but it takes a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the boat on the way there and the bus on the way back.
Yeah, I think people, I don't know. That's what I always tell people is the boat is so fun if you have time, because it's a long ride.
Yeah.
Pretty much anytime you take a boat at Disney, it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while. Yeah.
So you got to make time for it. But it is so fun and relaxing. You just have to make time. All right. So moving on to your next day.
Animal Kingdom.
Yay.
Animal Kingdom Day. And my family wanted to sleep in, so Jordan and I went early. And that was fun. It was nice to just walk around, kind of all quiet and stuff. Mm-hmm. We went on Expedition Everest by ourselves a couple times, 3, 4 times. Because everyone goes to Pandora.
Yep.
To get on Flight of Passage, but that leaves Everest just completely neglected. So if you want to go on like a bunch of stuff right away, that's a good way to go.
So what'd y'all do after all your Expedition Everest rides?
Expedition Everest, we did a DAS for Pandora. I think we were actually able to get on it twice, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
And then we went to Nomad Lounge, which opens at 10:30, which is like really early for a lounge.
It is
most
really
of them open
early.
At 11.
Yeah.
So we camped outside like 15 minutes before it was going to open. Got right in, sat on the outside lanai area. That was awesome. We got 2 or 3 orders of churros, and they're gluten free. So
that's nice.
Great for my sister to be able to have churros, because there's nowhere else you can get them. And they're also the best churros in Disney World, I think.
That's what I've heard. I've never had them, but that's what I've heard.
They're always hot and fresh, and they come with a couple dipping sauces. And the dipping sauces will change out. So last time it was a creme fraiche and a raspberry type of thing. But before we've had chocolate and caramel and different ones. So it's awesome.
Yum, that sounds so good.
And their drinks are great too. There's a watermelon thing. Hightower Rocks is what it's called, and it's a watermelon based margarita type. It's super good and refreshing. And they have Sapporo for people who like the imported beer, and I think they have Kungaloosh too. Usually, sometimes they have Kungaloosh. Cool. Yeah,
nice. That sounds so fun. And then you were right on the water. Were y'all by the water where you could see it?
Yeah,
and everything?
We saw some of the flotillas. Pocahontas went by. That was really cool. I feel like we don't see her very much. On the flotillas, you're more likely to see Launchpad and Scrooge and different ones. But seeing Pocahontas is really cool. Oh, also Timon will be on them.
Yeah. The up characters. Yep. Well, that's so fun. So what'd y'all do after the lounge?
After the lounge, we went back on Pandora, and then we had a reservation at Yak and Yeti for lunch.
Oh, nice. What'd y'all think of that? What'd y'all get to eat?
We love Yak and Yeti. We go there every time that we visit. Their menu is great. It's expansive. It's the Pan-Asian. So you've got some Asian influences, Indian influences, some Mediterranean. It's just super, super good. So Jordan is a huge fan of the chicken tikka masala, so we shared that. My mom got the honey chicken, which, no. She got the sweet and sour chicken, and my dad got the Korean beef. Of the 3, the Korean beef was the best.
It sounds so good.
Super good. And then my dad got a Landry's membership card. So they were able to get a chunk taken off the bill, which is nice. And we also ordered, we always have to order the egg rolls and the pot stickers. And they're just awesome.
That sounds like such a good meal. You know, it's gotten so hard to make a dining reservation there, so obviously Word is spreading.
Yeah. Oh, and we learned that I think we went to the local foods cafe like once on our very, very first trip before we knew what anything was.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of rediscovered their menu this time. So they have the egg rolls and the pot stickers and the chicken fried rice on their like to-go menu.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're in a pinch and you really, really want something, then that's a really good choice.
That's good to know, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what y'all do after y'all ate?
After that, we did more Pandora and more Everest. And, there's not a ton of, like, shopping in Animal Kingdom. At least that appeals to me because I'm very, like, pink and fluffy and I like my sparkly things. And that it's very more, like, rugged and that's kind of more the style. Jordan loves it because he likes seeing stuff that looks like it could be backpacking gear.
Yeah.
So, and you put in a lot of steps there too, because pretty much the best rides are Pandora and Everest. So you just like walk back and forth between them.
And they're opposite side, yeah.
Until your feet fall off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, and we did Kilimanjaro safaris too, which is always really, really cool. The giraffe were as close as I've ever seen. Like, not reach out and touch close, but really close.
Yeah, that's fun.
And that was awesome. And we went through the trails, too. That was really nice. The one that has I think it's the Maharaj Trek, has, like, some really cool photo spots, which I didn't remember before. I don't think I was looking for them. But there's spots that look like you're walking through, like, ruins.
Yes, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty. And especially, it was a not crowded day, and I feel like a lot of people go back there anyways, so it was easy to get pictures without anyone in them.
That's really nice. Yeah, it's kind of hidden in the back. It's over by Cali River Rapids, and some people are like, well, I'm not going to do that ride, so they don't even go over there.
Yeah, and I think also people don't quite understand what the trails are, because it's not a hike.
Right.
I remember not wanting to do it my first time. I'm like, I think I'm going to hike like here.
Yeah.
Ew. That's not what I'm here for.
Yep.
But it's not. It's lovely.
Yeah, it is really fun. Nice little part of Animal Kingdom.
And then I weirdly like the aviary too.
I know,
because the birds are so funny, and the cast members know so much about them, which is cool. Especially if you've watched the Animal Kingdom show on Disney Plus about how the veterinary team and all of them take care of the animals, and it's like, I know that every single one of these birds has a name.
Yeah.
And a personality, and they get checkups, and it's just like really, really fun going there, having that advanced knowledge,
Absolutely. And birds are so funny.
We saw the new baby gorilla too.
Aww. So cute.
That was cute. And Grace, the last baby, is like a young lady now.
Aww.
So we've kind of been watching her and following her for a while. So Animal Kingdom closes earlier than everywhere else. And we went to Magic Kingdom for a little bit. Okay, yeah, we went back to Magic Kingdom to watch the fireworks again. Or at least I did with my husband. So that was nice.
That's fun. I know. I can't get enough of those fireworks. I can watch it every day.
Yeah. I listen to the soundtrack at home all the time.
I do too. I'll be working and I have it playing and my family's like, Mom.
Yes.
You're going over the deep end. I'm like, absolutely not. I don't judge you for your music. Let me listen to mine.
Exactly. I always get chills at the Mufasa part where he's like, you are more than you have become. You're right, I am.
Seriously. Absolutely. It's so great. Oh, love it. So that's fun. Did y'all do anything else while y'all were over there, but just watch the fireworks?
We pretty much just watched the fireworks and walked around a little bit.
Yeah. That's so nice. I love it. All right. So what y'all do the next day?
Okay. The next day was, I think it was back at Hollywood Studios. Yeah, I was back at Hollywood Studios in the morning and then switched over to Epcot later. The Hollywood Studios morning was fun because we did our big rides, and then we went to the Brown Derby to the lounge right at 11.
What'd y'all think about that?
I like it a lot. I really like the salad the Cobb salad that's like famous, and it just doesn't seem that exciting. You know, it's like, how are you going to save this for a salad? This isn't that cool. But it's actually really, really good. Like, it lives up to the hype.
Mm-hmm.
The drinks were good. My husband is very, like, he has the palate of, like, a 10-year-old. So he's like, salad, So he ordered, like, a charcuterie kind of thing, which is, like, it was nice. It was, like, an elevated kind of charcuterie with lots of options and stuff, and
that's fun.
So that was good. And the drinks are good. So that was we were kind of there for like bites and drinks, and I would totally do it again.
Was that just a walk up, or did y'all have a reservation?
The lounge is a walk up.
Okay.
And the actual restaurant, you need a reservation. But what's cool is that you can walk through the restaurant just to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much like the real thing, you know, because it is a direct copy.
Right.
And if you've seen that one episode of I Love Lucy where they go to the Brown Derby in Hollywood, it looks exactly like that.
Oh my gosh, yes. I kind of forgot about that. We used to watch I Love Lucy when I was little. Mm-hmm. How cool.
Yeah, it looks exactly like that. And it's very pretty, and I would like to dine there and do like the full experience sometime. Mm-hmm. It is a more expensive restaurant, so it's a kind of a bigger deal for 5 people to go there.
Yeah.
But the lounge is a lot more chill.
Yep, for sure. And probably takes less time.
Does take less time. Yep.
Fun. So what were the crowds like? So what day was this for y'all? Like Saturday or Sunday?
This was a Saturday. Yeah, this was a Saturday.
So what were the crowds like at this point?
They were low. They were like weirdly low. And Saturday, we knew we were kind of like, should we even go on a Saturday? Should we rearrange things? But ended up working out just fine.
Yeah, sometimes the weekends, they'll surprise you. Mm-hmm. They say Monday's the busiest day at the parks, like overall.
Yes, I think that's true.
Yeah, which is a lot of people don't realize that when they're planning their vacation.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, I feel like I didn't even really necessarily believe it, but after having gone for so many years, it's like, no, it's absolutely true. Yeah. You're better off on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yep.
Really enough.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. So what else did y'all do that day?
Baseline Tap House.
Love that place.
It's always a must-do. Mm-hmm. And we avoided Epcot because that's when the festival was starting. Mm-hmm. And just traditionally, the first day of festivals is a big deal because it brings out all of the locals and it brings out all of the like bloggers.
Yes. It's the bloggers and YouTubers.
Yes. Which would be super fun, but I totally wanted to be there. But it's like, oh, I know I'm not going to get as much done as I should. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. And the next day was Magic Kingdom, and it was also the day we were transferring to Grand Floridian.
Yeah, I was like, that has to be coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So how did y'all do the transfer? I'm curious.
Super easy. So we packed everything up, and we delivered it to Bell Services before leaving to Magic Kingdom for the day. And they just transferred it for us.
That's nice.
It was great. And then when we got to the Grand Floridian later that day, then we just called from our room and they brought it up.
Do you remember like what time it was when y'all got over there and called for your bags?
So I think our room was ready at around 5. Okay. And they were ready. It was already there. The stuff was already there. We were able to get in immediately.
That's nice. Yeah, because I'm assuming y'all were staying in the DVC portion. Yeah. Those rooms are always ready later than a regular resort room.
Yeah, they were. It was ready later. And I remember like being on pins and needles all day waiting for that text that it's ready, and because I was really excited to go in and see it. But yeah, it was around 5, and we happened to actually be at the Enchanted Rose Lounge at the time. Nice. So that was great. Mm-hmm. So I was too excited. I had to run over and go look at it.
Oh yeah, what type of room were y'all in?
We were in a 2-bedroom villa.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. These are beautiful. I've toured them before.
So pretty. and so well appointed, and the fixtures are just so like upgraded. The kitchen, everything is like granite, and there's multiple bathrooms. Well, there was 2 bathrooms at Key West too, but this was very much like I'm staying in a fancy place, and I want to keep everything perfect.
Yes, they're so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we toured them, I was like, I could just live here. This could like be my apartment.
Yeah. I could totally live there
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely, so easily.
Yeah, just need to win the lottery.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Okay, so I guess we need to backtrack a little bit. So y'all went to Magic Kingdom that morning. You transferred your bags. Did y'all do anything different at Magic Kingdom? Was this day any different from the other day?
I think that Big Thunder was still running.
Nice.
So we did that. We did the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We kind of bounced between those 2 things a lot. And we also walked around and soaked up all of that atmosphere. Saw some, characters walking around, which is always fun. We did Space Mountain. You did up, all the highlights and stuff. Yeah. And it's really just fun just being there. I feel like that's one of the parks where it's the most fun to just be there. Besides, Epcot's always great, but just as far as like vibes go, Magic Kingdom is really, really awesome.
Yeah, and to me, like the more you go, the more you can just appreciate being there instead of having your list of must-dos.
Exactly.
It's just take it in. It's amazing.
And the amount of attractions there is kind of small.
Yeah.
Actually, like it doesn't look that way on paper, but when you get there, it's like, actually the main stuff that I want to do is like 3 things that are the most exciting to me.
Yeah.
But the park itself is just such a pleasure to be in that you don't even care.
Yes. It's so great. It's magic.
Tiana's Bayou was looking beautiful,
too.
Oh,
I'm so ready for that to open. I cannot wait. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's super pretty. Like, I don't think I realized how silly old Splash Mountain used to look as that tree trunk thing.
I agree.
Very charming, and it fit the area, but it's like, it's like there's plants and flowers, and that is just delightful.
Yeah, I think all the people that were upset and complaining, I think they're going to be happy with it because they're making it just look stunning.
And of course, it's, Splash Mountain is an end of an era, and it's classic, and it's, I do for sure wish that, like, the song would remain. The Dee-Doo-Dah.
Yeah.
The little bit of it that was in the Magic Happens parade got removed, which is a little sad. Like, we could have kept that.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that. They're really just wiping that out.
Yeah, which I get it. You're ushering in a new era and stuff, but yeah. Also, it's a perfect fit for Tiana. Perfect place for her to be.
I agree. So did y'all happen to go catch the Country Bears show before it shut down?
I'm scared of the Country Bears.
They are scary.
They're scary. I went to it once in California when I was a little kid, and it got taken out like when I was pretty little. But I just have very faint memories of it, and I'm just like terrified. And there was the Goofy movie always made me laugh because they go to that Lester's Possum Park or something, and it's like very much making fun of their own thing, their own Country Bears. But that scene scared me when I was little too in that movie. So yeah, I don't know. I avoided the Country Bears. I would not be unhappy if it got removed altogether, but I know that I'm the minority there.
Did you see that line of people who were standing in it for hours and then it broke down? That's just crazy.
So funny.
Oh my gosh, I would be so mad. First of all, to stand in line that long and then not even get to see the Country Bears. They went out with a bang.
They did. They certainly did.
Oh, that's too funny. Okay, so after y'all's Magic Kingdom Day, y'all went back to the resort and you went to the Enchanted Rose. What did y'all think about this bar?
We love that bar. We've been multiple times. We usually go multiple times in one trip. And that was definitely true in this case because we were staying right on site. It's kind of funny because that ultimately was kind of what led us to DVC.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, so we watched the DFB, Disney Food Blog channel on YouTube, and I remember seeing them talking about this great bar that's going to open. It's got, like, Beauty and the Beast, but very, like, sophisticated and stuff, and we were really excited to try it. And that was the first time we stepped foot into a deluxe resort. And we all looked around and were like, there's got to be a way to stay here.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to, because it's so expensive to stay there. And we're like, we got to find it. We got to find a way. We're going to figure it out.
Yep.
And that bar just blew us away too. The service was fantastic. The drinks were fantastic. The ambiance is beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. The view is pretty because you can see over, you know, the Bay Lake, and it's just perfection, you know. And after doing some research, we figured out you can, like, rent DVC points. And we're like, oh, that's fun. We could, like, take it for a test drive, and that's ultimately what led to becoming members ourselves. So
that's a great story. I love it.
So that one trip to the bar ended up costing us a lot of money.
You're like, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun though. It is a beautiful bar. If you, like, even if you're not staying there, you have to go see it. It's so beautiful.
I totally agree. And we've never had a problem getting in there either. Right? It's a lot bigger than it looks like.
Yes, it really is. And the little room with, like, Cogsworth, where you can go see him sitting on the shelf. It's just so pretty.
And then there's that beautiful forest room too, where it's painted like the dark forest, which is just gorgeous. I love it.
It's just so soothing. Like right when you go in there, it's just like, oh, relaxing.
Exactly.
It's such a nice break too, especially if you've just been at Magic Kingdom, where it can be a little bit chaotic.
Yeah.
To go in there and just relax. It's so great.
It's so easy to get to because the monorail is right there.
Yep. Monorail or a boat. Yeah.
And the boat is actually pretty fast.
That boat is fast, yes.
That is the only fast boat, I think.
Well, that is so fun. And, of course, y'all all loved your room.
We did.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
What was your view? Did y'all have a theme park view or a lake view?
We had, I think, a lake view.
Okay.
No, I'm wrong. We had a view of the Polynesian.
Oh, nice.
So we were looking right over the construction of the new DVC tower, which didn't bother us one iota because we were just happy to be there. And we had the monorail track in our view, so we could watch the monorails coming and going.
That's fun. Love it. That's very cool.
It was very nice.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on. Oh, did y'all do anything else that evening or?
We did. We went to the Polynesian for dinner, and we went to Ohana. And that was fun.
Yeah.
We'd been to Ohana before. And the food is great. I think that we've done it a couple of times now, so I think we'll probably move on to something else next time.
Yeah.
But gotta love those pot stickers and the noodles and stuff. But after 4 o'clock, I think you can get them at the bar right there. So I think we'll probably do that next time. Just get give me those pot stickers. I will shove them in my face.
So good. Oh my gosh. Did y'all happen to get to watch fireworks at dinner from Ohana?
No, we didn't. But we did watch them. We watched them from somewhere. I can't remember if we went back into the park or if we went and watched them from the dock. But it was one of those.
That's fun.
Wait, no, I remember. Okay, we rushed back in and we caught the end of the fireworks and we went on Tron.
Yeah, one of the great things about those resorts over there is you can see the fireworks from them. So you can kind of just walk out, stand there and watch them, and it's nice.
Yep. And it was not crowded. When we did watch it on the boat dock, it was not crowded at all. I was kind of expecting that it would be really hemmed in.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Good to know.
And they pipe in the music, which is a huge part of the fireworks experience.
Absolutely. You got to have that music. Agreed. So when y'all did this Tron, did y'all do virtual queue or lightning lane?
This was lightning lane. No, sorry. It was virtual queue. Because we did the 1 o'clock tap in.
Yep, because y'all were in the park. Very cool. All right, so what y'all do y'all's next day?
I think that was I think it was Epcot, and we were there. It was like the Festival of the Arts had started, so that was very exciting. And I think we kind of rolled in a little on the later side because you can take the monorail right there. That's the other thing about staying on a monorail resort. It's more expensive, but there's a lot of perks. And one of those perks, I think, is being able to go security before you even go anywhere.
100%.
Yeah, because going through that security line takes forever. I always beep because I have a DSLR camera. So it's nice to just get that over with when there's no one behind you, there's no one in front of you. It's one guy that's kind of going through everything, and it's super, super easy. Like, I totally recommend that just for that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that either, that you get to do security before, and it's usually they're not as strict, I've noticed. Like, one time I went through and I beeped, and he was like, do you have a portable charger? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, just go. And he didn't even check my bag. It's just a little bit more laid back. I don't know. It's great.
Yeah, it is awesome. So, and, we have a wheelchair, and we have a backpack full of stuff attached to the wheelchair. So going through security is always kind of a mess for us, but staying on the monorail resort was just like made it easy as pie. It was great.
Absolutely. It's so nice. Now, if only they could have had like a monorail that went directly from the resort to Epcot where you didn't have to switch.
Yeah, that would be ideal. That would be
perfect, but oh well.
I'll take it. Yeah.
So was this y'all's first time visiting the Festival of the Arts, or had you been before?
We went last year.
Okay.
To the Festival of the Arts, and that is my favorite festival so far. The only one I haven't been to is the holiday one. But the Arts is amazing, and my husband and my sister were a little bit like antsy because I wanted to keep looking at art. And they're like, let's go on something. Yeah. So that was kind of fun. But I fell in love with some pieces, brought some home. William Silvers, I think, is one of the best artists there.
Okay.
And Rob Kaz. Those are like the two that I kept going back to and wanting more from. They're both fantastic. I have like kind of a collection that I have not done anything with. I haven't hung anything. Because I'm building my gallery wall. So I have to
just waiting for the right moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So did y'all eat any good, fun festival food?
We kind of didn't, actually. We were more there. I was more interested in looking at the art. And everyone was really excited to keep eating fish and chips from Yorkshire County Fish Shop. Like, very, very excited about it. Oh, we dined at Le Cellier at some point. I don't think it was this day. I think it was on the previous Epcot day.
Okay.
Or a previous Epcot day. I'm so sorry. I can't remember which one it was.
No worries.
But it was great. Super, super delicious. Always love it. That's one of my favorite like theme park restaurants.
It is not like a theme park restaurant at all.
No, it's very, very upscale, sophisticated, and intimate because it's smaller. It's a smaller dining area.
And it's a little bit darker, and it just has a great, like, relaxing feel, and the food's so good.
Yeah, it totally does. Steaks are amazing, and the wine selection is good. All the sides are good.
Yeah, it's great. We love that place as well. Yeah, the one bad thing about Festival of the Arts, I feel like, is because it's so short, the lines for the food booths are always so long.
Yeah.
The food looks really pretty in the pictures I see, but yeah, it's a commitment to stand in that line.
It is, yeah. And I think this was a better weather day from our first Epcot day where we had the tornado. So I remember going with, that's one thing that we did is my dad, Jordan, and my sister broke off and wanted to go on Mission Space. And they wanted to go like a couple times in a row because that never has a line. So they did that, and me and my mom walked around and took pictures in the World Showcase before it got crowded. So that was really, really cool.
That's nice.
They had those beautiful photo spots where it had scenes from Sleeping Beauty and from Mary Poppins, and there was one more.
Wish.
Those are really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wish. That's right. Yeah.
Those are so cute. I love, that's one of the things I love about the Festival of the Arts is those framed photos that you can get in and get your picture done with. It's so fun. It's such a great touch.
It is. And it's like especially like the Sleeping Beauty one was for sure my favorite, because it's so magical. Just love it.
Yep.
Oh, we went through Journey of Water for the first time.
Oh, yeah. What'd y'all think about that?
Super cool. Super cool. I didn't realize, I knew it was interactive, but you don't really understand what your people are doing in the videos that you see. Right. You just see them putting their hand out and it's like water. It's like, oh, yeah, cool. But it's like not like that. There's way more to it than that.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's such a great addition over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And being able to walk through the entire thing, like through all of the park easily, was awesome. Finally.
I know. If people haven't been to Disney in a while, they need to go because Epcot was so much better without all the walls.
It's like the layout is very straightforward, but I would get lost sometimes with all the walls up.
Oh yeah.
And now
like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? And then we would always take the wrong way, so then we're like looping all the way around. And it's just so nice now.
Exactly.
It's perfect. They did a great job.
They did.
So what else happened on this day?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, we haven't really talked about that. What songs did y'all get while y'all were there?
We got Everyone Wants to Rule the World. And we got the conga. And I think that Everyone Wants to Rule the World is my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah, I know we've had September, which was my favorite before I heard Everyone Wants to Rule the World. It's just the funnest, coolest ride. The pre-show is so fun.
Yeah. It's
like the best pre-show I've ever seen.
100%. And the screens in the pre-show, every time I watch it, they are so crystal clear. It's like the people are really there. Yeah, it is. It's shocking how good the graphics are. It's just amazing.
And then, like, Terry Crews is always hilarious.
Yes.
So,
it's great. I love it.
That's good. I love the running commentary from Jax the entire time. That's also great.
Yeah, it's such a fun ride. Love it, love it. I love going on it with people who've never been on it either. It's so fun.
I did go to, there's the perfume store in France. And I picked out a perfume and I wanted to get it engraved. But they told me that the artist wasn't there.
Oh,
and he wasn't going to be there, until after we left. So I was able to pay for it, and I picked out my design, and so they're going to do it and then send it to me in the mail.
Oh, that's nice. I was wondering if they would mail those.
Yeah, I actually bought everything I bought, I had shipped home.
Oh, that's so nice. And you can just do it straight from the store?
Yep.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yep. So my art that I bought came, and I'm waiting on a few other things. I ordered, that castle cookie jar.
Oh, yeah. That's cute.
And the perfume. I think there was one more thing that I maybe ordered, but yeah, it's kind of fun because then all these presents are going to come in the mail for myself.
And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I bought this. Surprise to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. So did y'all ever watch the fireworks at Epcot?
We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't. We kept wanting to go and enjoy our hotel. And we felt guilty about it at first, but it's like, well, we came all this way to experience this on purpose. So that's what we're going to do that.
That's a great move because that's something I think a lot of people kind of miss out on is their resort. And that's a huge part of the trip.
I think so. Yeah. Especially if you're, maybe not in the phase of your life where you're doing rope drop to close as much. I definitely do that. And I'm more likely to do that in Disneyland than I am in Disney World. I'm not sure why. I think it's because everything's so close. You don't have to take a bus to go anywhere. You just walk back and forth all day. It's great. But yeah, the resorts have so much to offer. And it's really fun to explore all of that.
Yes, it really is. They're fun. And they're a big part of the trip. You take so long to pick where you want to stay, you might as well enjoy it.
Exactly.
Fun.
I remember we ordered from the Grand Floridian Cafe food service, or room service, which was just great. They came and they brought like a tablecloth and all the stuff, an ice bucket and everything for the beer that we ordered. It was just unparalleled service. Absolutely wonderful.
Did y'all like the food from Grand Floridian Cafe?
Yes, we did. We got the fried chicken, which is, I mean, you really can't go wrong with fried chicken, but there is definitely a spectrum of quality, and it was super good. Super, super good, and it came with potatoes, and you get a roll with butter. It was great. We actually saved the butter that was delivered and kept it in our fridge because we ordered groceries too from Garden Grocer. So we had like bagels and cream cheese and some stuff. So it was nice to just have some little condiments that we could pilfer.
That's smart. That's definitely a good move.
Yeah, it worked out really good.
Yeah. All right. So moving to your next day. I don't even remember what day we're on.
I don't remember what day we're on either.
I'm like, I think we're like on the third day that y'all were at the Grand Floridian.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. We did, the next day, we were supposed to do a cabana day, which was, I did that back in September and we loved it. But the weather was like not really showing up for us. It was kind of going to be rainy but still warm, like Florida rainy, you know? And so we were kind of like, this is a little bit disappointing, but we'll go and we'll make the most of it. But what was really cool was guest services called us and was like, hey guys, so you still can use your cabana if you want to, but if you want to cancel it and get a refund because the weather's not great, you can. And we were like, that is so cool, because so many times you book something and if the weather is bad, it's like, too bad, you already paid for it.
There's usually like a weather disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't matter. Like, well, you know, so that was really cool and really, really refreshing to have that. So we decided to exercise that option and we just kind of stayed in our room and enjoyed it. And it was just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, y'all had such a busy trip. To have that kind of rainy, lazy day was probably really nice.
It was, and the rain was super like romantic, and we took naps, and I think we ended up going to Villain's Lounge again that night, just as a walk-in, and that was super fun too. So love that. Didn't do the Wicked Wind Down, just did a regular experience.
That's fun. And y'all were so close, just being right there, hopping over probably on the monorail.
Yeah, exactly. And the appetizers there are pretty substantial. So there's like an entire flatbread, and all the prices are good too.
That's nice.
Surprisingly. There's this giant piece of chocolate cake, and there's like sliders, there's all kinds of good stuff. And it's all like between $13 and $15.
Well, that's a fun day. I love it.
It was. Felt very refreshed.
For sure. So then y'all's fourth day at the Grand Floridian.
I think that was Animal Kingdom. I'm pretty sure that was Animal Kingdom again. And again, Pandora, Everest, Pandora, Everest, Pandora, Everest.
Back and forth and back and forth.
And there was, I think that's all we did that day. I don't remember. Oh, we went to Raglan Road. We went to Raglan Road for dinner that night, which is always a fun time.
Yeah, what y'all think? What did y'all get, and what did y'all think about it?
So we got the fish and chips. Me and my husband shared, and it was great. It's always good. My mom and dad got the shepherd's pie, which I will be getting next time because it was so good.
I've heard that. I
think it's shareable. It was quite rich. So I think that I would share it with someone. But they let me. Oh, it's fairly good.
Yeah, I've heard that's
and then they
delicious.
have, of course, they have great Irish beer. And we're from Portland, so we have a lot of good beer here. So it's cool to be able to have like a good beer selection somewhere else,
right?
Especially someone that's not necessarily known for it. So it was good.
That's fun. How'd y'all get to Disney Springs from your resort on this day?
Bus. That was the bus.
How were the buses at the Grand Floridian? Were they good?
They were good. They were always on time. They do share a bus with Polynesian.
Oh, okay.
So Polynesian gets picked up first, and then Grand Floridian gets picked up after that. So there was usually a few people on the bus, but when we got there, I think the most was it was half full one time. But it wasn't bad.
Yeah, some of the resorts will share buses when it's slower. If it's like a busy season, most likely they don't because they can't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was January, so there was nobody there.
Yeah.
It worked out perfect.
I didn't realize they actually shared a bus, but that is good to know. Very cool. So, moving on, your 5th day.
5th day.
At the Grand Floridian, which is actually y'all's 10th day, right?
It was, yeah. So, next day was Magic Kingdom. And me and my mom snuck in early again. And it was lovely. Did our thing and stuff. And I think we hopped somewhere else. I think we might have hopped to Epcot, actually. We love Epcot. We love being there. So, and then later that night, I think I went by myself and watched the fireworks and took pictures. I did. I went, I think I got there at the very last second. I got off at the TTC and got on that's what I did. They went home. I went to Magic Kingdom and watched the fireworks. And I was at the very, very entrance area, right when you go onto Main Street in that first main hub. So it was a perspective that I hadn't done in a long, long time. So that was really cool. I always love it.
So getting there that late on that day, was it busy?
Yeah, I would say it was busy, but I was able to get in without any problems. The entering was real easy, and I got there seconds before it started, too. It was kind of like a last minute sort of thing. Yeah,
and it's always easier when it's just one person to try to squeeze in and get a spot.
It is.
You can kind of squeeze in anywhere.
It's kind of a thrill too, getting there, right when it starts. It's very much kind of like a big thrilling adventure.
Yep, that's fun.
And
then y'all's next day, was this y'all's last day, your last park day, or did y'all still have 2 more days?
So we're done.
Oh, you're done.
We're done. Yeah.
We're at the end.
What we did, so because my mom and I have annual passes, I wanted to go in one more time and take pictures early. So we did. And it was fabulous. They let us in at 7:45.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's so early. It was
just absolutely enchanting. And again, we didn't even go into the rest of it. We just did Main Street. I remember after going in and doing pictures one time, I was able to see what I had missed. So we were able to go in and fill in the gaps. It was so much fun. And we got in and got out in a half an hour. And then went back to Grand Floridian because we had to get ready to check out. Mostly we'd done most of the stuff the night before, but we just had to finish up some things. And then we put our bags with Bell Services and then went to Disney Springs to do a goodbye brunch at Homecoming.
Yum. How was that?
Delicious. Chicken and donuts are the way to go.
Yeah. Can't beat it. Did y'all bust over to Disney Springs?
We did.
Yeah.
Yep. Bust over to Disney Springs. That was great. We got Gideon's to the road. And I think we walked around a little bit, picked up any other last little bit of items. Oh yeah, there was 2 things I needed to pick up. I needed to get the cookie jar, and there was one other thing I think I needed to get. And yeah, just there's also some art exhibits there too. So we went through some of those. And just really took our time. Jordan wanted to go through the Lego store one more time. And then we went back to Grand Floridian by the bus, and we snacked on our cookie and our piece of cake that we got from Gideon's, and waited for the car to come.
Yep.
It was super easy.
So on a long, fulfilling trip like this, at the end, did you feel like, I don't want to leave, or did you feel like, I'm good, I had a great trip? How was the feeling? I
felt very satisfied, and I have puppies at home that I missed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was happy to get home to them.
That's a very real thing. I always miss I have kids and a dog, but I always really miss my dog because I can talk to my kids and I know how they're doing.
Yeah.
But, like, I can't talk to my dog. Like,
exactly.
I'm like, is she okay? Does she miss me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
But I also know we're going back to Disneyland in May. So that also helps, is having another trip so close.
For sure.
So that also helps. Because I feel like if I didn't have that, I usually have a very hard time leaving.
Yeah.
But this time was definitely the easiest time because I know I'm going back to the magical experience pretty soon.
Yeah, and y'all had such a great trip. Like,
we did.
So y'all stayed at beautiful resorts, good food, lots of park time. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And I love the practice of building in rest days. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that we did that. And we're going to continue to do that, I think.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you have a long trip. There's no way a person could go full speed the whole time.
Right, exactly.
They would crash and burn.
Absolutely.
All right. So what was your least magical moment over the trip?
My least magical moment was self-inflicted. Because I bought new shoes and they came too late for me to break them in before we went.
Yeah.
So I had a bloody wound on my feet.
That's the worst.
But I did it to myself, so it's my own dark fault.
There you go. I've done it too. It's absolute worst.
Yep. But I was able to kind of fashion something. I used like several Band-Aids and like a paper towel.
Yeah.
And it was actually okay. It ended up being fine.
Good. That's good. What was your most magical moment?
Most magical. There was a moment when we were rushing back into Magic Kingdom because we had the Tron virtual queue. And it happened to be during the fireworks. And there was this kind of like really powerfully weird, exciting moment where we're rushing down Main Street and I can see the fireworks going. And it was just this rush of like, wow, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The music was great. It was at the part where it's the Hercules I Can Go the Distance, which is like my favorite part of that whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know, we're just running to the next fun thing while magic is happening around us, and it felt like a movie moment.
I love moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're just the best.
Yep.
These spontaneous, special, magical moments. Oh, I think that's why people just keep going back, because you have that moment. Because you don't have that in your everyday life.
Exactly. And those kind of things, like in a place where these feelings and this nostalgia is manufactured. It is. It's manufactured, you know, to such a degree that we love it and believe it. Yep. But even in that environment, you can have unpredictable magical moments that couldn't have been manufactured, really. Because it's your day, partly it's your personality, it's what's around you, it's other guests that are around you. There's a lot of factors that go into these moments that just feel like a lightning in a bottle moment, you know?
Oh, I totally know. That's wonderful.
Yep.
Well, Ariel, thank you for coming on the show. I love having you on. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on Instagram?
Thank you. My handle is Neverland Navigation and on Instagram, and I do my best to post stuff that people don't hate. Yay!
Yes, you have a beautiful page. I love your page. Everyone should go follow it. It's just fun and positive and great.
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
I try. Thank you.
Thank you for listening today. I really appreciate you spending your time over here with us, and I hope this was just what you needed to hear today. I'm always looking for new guests for the podcast, so if you are traveling to any Disney park or cruise, see the show notes for more information about being on the show. Visit the show all around the web at DisneyTravelTales.com or find us on Instagram and Facebook at Disney Travel Tales. See pictures from the guests on their vacations. Plus, this is just a great way to stay up to date with all things related to the podcast and Disney travel in general. Join me next week with a brand new episode. So until then, this is Jenny, and may all your Disney travel dreams become a reality. Hi, this is Jenny, just popping on with some exciting news. I've started a Facebook group just for you. I'm really excited about this because not only will this be a great opportunity to get to know each other, but this is also a safe space to talk all things Disney. Members can share travel tips, resort tips, likes and dislikes, and the best part is this will give you an opportunity to talk to the guest on the show and ask them questions about their trips. I was trying to think of a fun name for us, and Disney Travel Tales Podcast Clubhouse came to mind. This is a private group, and of course, I will not allow anyone to be bullied or talked down to. I just want this space to be positive and fun. Check the show notes for a link to join, or just search Disney Travel Tales Podcast Clubhouse in Facebook. I can't wait to see you over there.